When you flip a light switch, or charge your phone, or fire up your computer, you're plugging into something massive. An invisible empire, really. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this quiet giant that's powering a huge part of America, Berkshire Hathaway Energy.
Before we dive in, quick favor, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me keep bringing you great content. Thanks for watching and for all the support. Now let's get back to the video.
It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer? Well, it's way more complex than you'd think. And for millions and millions of us, the answer leads back to this one company that, honestly, most people have never even heard of. But their decisions, they affect pretty much everything we do.
So just how big are we talking here? Let's start with the assets. We're looking at over $140 billion. That's a number so huge it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. It puts BHE in a totally different league in the utility world.
And all those assets are serving a whole lot of people. We're talking 9.3 million electric and natural gas customers. I mean, from the plains of Iowa to the mountains of Utah, and they even reach across the pond into Great Britain. Their footprint is just immense.
Okay, but for me, this is the number that is just mind-boggling. They have over 215,000 miles of electric transmission and distribution lines. To put that into perspective, you could literally wrap those wires around planet Earth more than 8 times. That's the scale we're dealing with.
But when you have a network that massive, you face equally massive challenges. And the first one, well, it's coming from all of us. Every single time we go online. It's our nonstop hunger for data. And it's creating this explosive new demand for electricity.
And listen, the internet isn't just hungry, it is absolutely ravenous. All those data centers that power our cloud, our Netflix streams, our AI, they are some of the most power-hungry buildings ever created by humans.
And the scale of this problem is just wild. BHE has said that if they actually approved all the requests they're getting from data centers, their total load capacity, that's the max amount of power they can deliver, would have to increase by nearly 9 times by 2030. That's not a gentle slope up. That is an explosion in demand unlike anything the grid has ever seen before.
So here's the crazy part. It's kind of a paradox. Why are all these giant tech companies, the hyperscalers, flocking to BHE's territory? Well, it's because BHE is just really good at what they do, providing cheap, reliable power. So in a way, their own success is fueling this unprecedented surge.
All right. So as if completely rewiring America for the AI revolution wasn't a big enough job, BHE is also fighting another, way more dangerous battle on a second front, the existential threat of wildfires, especially out in the western U.S.
And their game plan for dealing with this is incredibly complex. It's all about these different layers of protection. You've got the physical stuff, right? Hardening the system, replacing poles, covering wires. Then there's the digital layer, using AI-powered cameras for situational awareness. And then there's the operational and legal stuff, changing how they work in high-risk weather, and pushing for things like state wildfire funds to limit their liability. It's a complete overhaul of their whole operation.
And the stakes here could not be higher. I mean, this is not some theoretical risk they're worried about. BGE's subsidiary, Pacificorp, has already paid out over $1.3 billion in settlements to more than 2,000 plaintiffs from past wildfires.
And believe it or not, that's just the start. To stop future disasters, they are planning to pour another $2.6 billion specifically into wildfire prevention over just the next 3 years. This is a huge, ongoing cost of doing business in our changing climate. So how in the world do you solve these two giant problems at the same time? You've got soaring demand on one hand and massive wildfire risk on the other. Well, BHE's answer is to build an entirely new kind of grid, and they're doing it with a huge investment in green energy.
Now, to really get what they're doing, you have to see where they started. If you go back to 2005, BHE's energy mix was pretty much what you'd expect from a traditional utility. It was overwhelmingly dominated by coal. We're talking 71%.
But look at the shift that's already happened. It's dramatic. Today, coal is down to just 22%. Meanwhile, non-carbon sources like wind, solar, and hydro have rocketed up to 45% of their power. That is a stunning transformation in less than 20 years.
And they're not stopping there. The plan is to push that even further. By 2030, they're projecting that almost 60% of their energy will come from non-carbon sources. And look, this isn't just about being green. It's about building a grid that's more resilient and can actually handle the challenges we face today.
So what's the price tag for building the grid of the future? Well, it's a lot. Between 2025 and 2027 alone, just a 3-year window, BHE plans to invest over $32 billion in capital projects. That's for everything from new wind farms to the transmission lines you need to carry all that power.
Which brings us to the final and maybe most crucial question. With billions and billions being spent to power data centers, prevent wildfires, and go green, what does all this mean for your wallet?
This is pretty remarkable, and it's where you really see BHE's competitive advantage. Even with these massive investments, its companies consistently give you electricity at rates way below the U.S. national average. Mid-American Energy in Iowa, a staggering 44% lower. This is really the core of their whole strategy. Use their massive scale and efficiency to manage these huge costs without crushing the customer.
So when you boil it all down, BHE is performing one of the most incredible balancing acts in American business. They have to meet the insane energy demand of the digital age, prevent their own gear from starting apocalyptic wildfires, totally re-engineer their system for green energy, and somehow do all of that while keeping your monthly bill from going through the roof.
And really, it leaves us with the ultimate question for our energy future, doesn't it? We all want power that's affordable, totally reliable, and clean. But as Berkshire Hathaway Energy Story shows us, the path to get there is just paved with these huge competing challenges. So the question is, can we, or can any company, truly deliver on all three at once?